most people only get 3 acts of life. Last time I talked about laying the right foundation, such as hydration with salty and the right diet, and then you can move on to different exercises, which we do with living with ataxia. Yeah, even though I want to state again, even though I have ataxia, our company, our program is for everyone, especially if you have any neurological condition such as MS, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, whatever it may be, we can help. And again, to say it's all about laying the correct foundation through hydration and diet, and you can build from there. But I just want to share some more information with everyone because most people only get 3 acts of life, meaning you have your rise, your education, your career, and then your retirement until you pass. Well, I have gone your rise, my career as a technical director, and then I had the stroke and fell off and got diagnosed with ataxia, and now I'm on my 4th act of life. And if my math serves me right, when it's all said and done, I will have 6 acts of life, and that's extremely rare. Like I said, most people only get 3. If I'm correct, I will get 6. Maybe more, maybe less, but we'll see. But I want to share with you because most of you probably have gone through these 3 acts and you're down here again, and you're remaining down here, and that all goes back to what I said in part 1 of these videos. It all goes back to now. People are telling you to play it safe, be lazy. Yeah, there's a better term I could use, but I like saying lazy. Most people are extremely lazy, and they just want things handed to them. Nothing is handed to you at all in life. Yeah, there might be people out there, it will come easy to them, but 9 times out of 10, you have to work for what you want. I promise that. That's why you see me running the house in Maryland, running the house in South Carolina, running the house in Tennessee, running my father's personal responsibilities, my responsibilities, our company, so on and so forth. Literally from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm constantly on the move. And to get better at life, you constantly have to be going. And this goes back to people are just waiting and waiting and waiting for a miracle to happen. To be honest, most likely gonna have to make the miracle happen. Very seldom does a miracle come around to people. Only you can make it happen. And I want to give an example. We currently have a client. He is really pushing the envelope and seeing that a certain organization does not have the answer. They just want people to play safe because, just like most organizations like this, they're scared to get sued. Alright? But he's not playing it safe. He's doing exactly what we're saying. And as far as we know, he's making leaps and bounds of progress. And this goes back. Yeah, he probably has had 3 acts of life. But right now, even though he's an older gentleman, he's coming to his 4th act of life. And hopefully that leads to his 5th and 6th, and so on. And we are confident, more than confident, when people adopt the approach of not being lazy, great things can happen. And I want to say there's a person in our group always constantly posting a book. Just by doing research on the book, it promotes laziness. I'm gonna personally purchase this book, read it, and go through everything with this on camera, the goods, the bad, and the really, really bad. And hopefully, this will say, oh, most of everything that you have been given, the information you have been given, has been completely wrong. And for example, we told a certain individuals to start taking creatine for the brain and nervous system. They started, and within a couple weeks, they noticed improvement, and then began asking the question, why didn't a certain organization ever mention that to them? And this all goes back to money. They want to keep people down as much as possible. It's the same way the medical industry wants to keep you down, to keep you coming back so they can make more and more money off of you. But by laying down the right foundation and then going into exercise, and then maybe if people can afford it, get stem cells. Of course, the doctors here, the organizations that are followed don't want that because they know it will hurt their pockets. And by you taking initiative, you won't have to rely on these other people, these other organizations. They want you relying on them. This is how they make money. Again, just please don't be lazy. Some people will say, well, that's not a correct term. You can't say lazy. Trust me, lazy never works. It will never work in your career. It will not work with exercise. And a daggone sure will not work with any neurological condition, whether it be ataxia or not, any of them. If you just sit and wait for a cure or a miracle drug, you're going to be waiting a lifetime. And I really hate to see that because people like you can make a big difference in their life right now. They don't have to wait on a cure. Yes, I know it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be extremely hard. But say within a year or two, you're gonna be thankful because you're not gonna have to rely on other people. The goal is to become self reliant, rely on yourself. You want to be able to cook for yourself, clean for yourself, go to the store, do your shopping by yourself. Most people can't because they're told not to. Again, You might be on your third act of life, but let's start your fourth, your way up. So you can at least get the same acts of life that I will have. Hopefully, I will have. And that you had your first act, you're right, such as your education, your second, your career, and usually people have their third, meaning their retirement, pretty much the downfall of life. We already experienced that. What do we have to lose? Let's right now start our fourth act of life, and that can lead to whatever is in the future. Who knows? No one knows. The only person or being that knows is the man upstairs. So that's the only person that knows. Why wait on a miracle? God doesn't want you to wait around. He is testing you to see how far you can go. I promise this is only a test. And if you're sitting on the couch with watching TV expecting a miracle draw, you're failing that test. Don't fail this test. It's just a test to test your character. And the best way to overcome this test is to work at it. Do not be lazy. Do not sit and watch TV. Work for an end goal. And the end goal should be completely independent. But not to keep going on. But again, part one of this in this part two, but part one was about laying the foundation. Now with part two, I constantly want to preach on the acts of life. And again, you are at the bottom, you're at the very beginning of your fourth act of life. Most people only get 3. You're on 4. Let's make it count and let's push for 6. Please like, share, and most people that watch our videos are not subscribed. Please subscribe and ring that bell. Thank you.